In this video, I'm going to give you a quick overview of the software testing practice pages that you can find at testpages.eviltester.com. And you can use these to practice your exploratory testing, your automating using testing tools, proxies, using the dev tools, pretty much anything that you're going to want to do to learn web testing, you can at least start with on this application. So what we have at testpages.eviltester.com is a set of categorized pages. Each one of these pages is designed to look at a specific functional area or a concept. So the basic web page is the most basic thing we've got, and it's just how does a basic web page work with a button? You can click it and something happens, so you could automate that. We've got ways of looking at elements. So we might look at this paragraph and see that it has attributes, and then we can explore them. So we're encouraged to use the browser dev tools. We've got a set of elements here which have different ways of accessing them. So we've got suggestions in here. None of this is supposed to be hard. In the basics section is, can you find this with the tag name list? Can you find this list item using its ID? Let's have a quick look. So if I want to find it by the ID, I can do find by ID. So normally we would do this with an automated execution tool like WebDriver or Playwright. But I can also do this in the dev tool, so I can find by ID using the CSS selectors. So there it is, find by ID. If I didn't know how to find something by its ID or create the locators, then there's tools that we can use, or we could try and copy it in here, or we could use AI assistance. This is just designed to help you explore and learn about web testing. So then we go on, we've got alerts, JavaScript alerts that show pop-up boxes. We've got things that look like alerts, but they're not actually alerts, so you have to learn how to handle these in a slightly different way. And we've got basic pages which you interact with them. I'm using the keys at this point. You can see that the key identifiers are shown, so we can make sure that we know how to trigger all of these events through our tooling. We can click the button. We can try and figure out, are there ways of clicking the button without using the mouse? There are, but I'll let you experiment to find them. We've got pages that will let you experiment with the elements in context, so we can choose an option, send it to the server, and then it goes through. We've got different organizations of input elements, and the pages just keeps going on because there's lots of different things that you can experiment with using the pages. In the apps section, we have a bunch of applications, small applications, one-page applications typically, to allow you to do a little bit more in-depth testing. One of the common exercises that's used in one of the early books, Hetzel's book on software testing, was the triangle application. So we've kind of been using the triangle application for years to help explore and learn a little bit about testing. I might want to check boundaries. I might want to check what the functional requirements for this are. And if I don't know, every single one of these pages and applications has instructions. It has got suggestions on what to do and what to test, other links that you might want to look at. This is designed to be a self-teaching site. So we've got a bunch of applications. Some use JavaScript, some are based on CSS, some are easy to interact with in terms of I can show buttons, I can see the events that are going on. Some things are a little bit harder to automate, which is why we've got these in here. But you can also use them to explore and see if there's extra functionality hidden in here. We've got applications that send things to the server. We've even got APIs. So this is an API-backed form. So 12 plus 34 is 46. And because it's using an API, I'm encouraged to go into the network tab and see what the network request looks like. Here I can see it's a form that's being sent into the API, but I can also see that there's a Swagger API that supports post and get requests, and I can explore those in more detail. And I might want to work with this API using Postman or Bruno and download the Swagger file and use that. So you've got a lot of different functionality in here for not just automating, but for exploring and learning how to test and learning how to test through web technologies. So that's the pages and the apps. We also have challenges. These things are designed to be a little bit harder. They're quite easy to work with as a human, but they might be a little bit harder to automate. That's why they're in the challenges section. So I've tried to make this site easy to work with. If you are just learning, then go on the pages and just start working through and you will learn web technologies. If you're automating and you know a little bit about what you're doing, you might want to start with the apps, but you might also want to explore the tooling to make sure that you understand the full scope of what your web automation tool can do. And I come through each of the pages and you will learn, can I do elements? Can I locate things? Can I handle synchronization? Can I create page objects? And then we're building up the reference section so that it has information related to testing to help you. So that all the stuff in the input elements here is not to explain necessarily what an input element is, but to explain why we test them and what's important when we're testing these elements and the risks associated with it. Got information on exploratory testing. In fact, I've got links down here to a lot of videos on exploratory testing, showing exploratory testing in action. So you can go through and learn from those. And because Test Pages has very focused, simple examples, I'm linking off to other practice sites where you might want to find larger applications to help you test. Like this product store, which has a shopping cart, and the excellent testing tool shop, which has testing guides and an application to test. If you only remember one site, remember testpages.eviltester.com, because we're linking off to the best other practice testing sites as well. So if you want to practice your testing, head over to testpages.eviltester.com, start working through the pages, the applications, the challenges, and learn more by reading the references. testpages.eviltester.com